dogs can tell like that it's a kid, right? They're like, "You're fun." Oh yeah, they don't really like toddlers. My, totally, they kind of are. Yeah, even my dog, even up to like age 5, there my dog is always just like, "Oh my gosh, stay away from me." I know. I texted her the directions. And I texted her a while ago that like we're leaving right now. Yeah, I know. I just have another person who's asking me directions, and I'm like, you're like half hour away. It's starting. Yeah, 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 yeah. No. Oh, maybe it is on now. No, Barrel's not back yet. But his Nicole's parents and CJ maybe. I texted Papa never answers. You know, you have some friends who just never respond to texts. Whatever. She is, yeah. I'm like, "Hey, Papa, are you coming? Hopefully they're coming." The sleepy, no peeking. Oh, peeking one way. Now you guys get to join. Yeah.
I don't know. Is this on? Oh, this is on. Okay. Hi, welcome. Welcome to Vital Living Sunday gathering in November. It's so wonderful to see some new faces and some old lovely familiar faces. Let's see. First of all, I just want to mention one thing. For people that are new here, the bathrooms, because that's going to be an important thing, is down this pathway. There's a little past the garden on your right, and there's a little building that has some painted things on it. There's the bathroom outside and a bathroom inside. So that please feel good about going there. And on the table, by the way, there's some punch that my dear Tunji husband has squeezed oranges from our farm. So it's fresh oranges and limes and a little bit of mint. So there's that. And there's all kinds of other goodies that are going to be happening after. So, okay, details done. Now we're going to open. So we have a little song. And Kendyl, my lovely singer, is going to mostly sing. And I'm going to... And then we're going to sing it. We're going to open it, and then I'm going to share a little bit about what it's about. But it's just 4 lines, and you're please welcome to join in. It's very short, and it's very simple. So you'll catch it. We're going to sing it 3 times around. Okay? And Tunji's going to drum. No, I'm just kidding.
I like it when he drums. It makes it so much more lively. Yeah.
Okay. Your love, clear the static away. Embrace the vital in your life today. Vital living, vital way. Mahalo, mahalo, aloha, that's it. Share your love, clear the static away. Embrace the vital in your life today. Vital living, vital way. Mahalo, mahalo, aloha, one more time. Share your love, clear the static away. Embrace the vital in your life today. Vital living, vital way. Mahalo, mahalo, aloha, Thank you. And thank you, Kendyl, for your such beautiful music to opening our gatherings all the time. We really, really appreciate you so much. Okay. So we have so many things happening today in this short little hour and a half. But I thought I would start with just a opening prayer or an opening time to breathe. So before anything else, maybe if it's okay, we can stand up if we don't mind. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths together. That's the beginning, just breathing together. So we can close our eyes or leave it open on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Haleiwa and Anahu Farms. And let's just take 3 nice, slow, deep breaths together. Such a nice deep exhale. Wonderful. And then let's take our heels and kind of ground the center of our heels into the Mother Earth, into the earth, and just give ourselves a little shake. So the reason I came up with those 4 little lines for that song a long time ago is because really that's the essence of Vital Living. It's a spiritual organization, non-denominational, embraces all different cultures, all different spiritual disciplines. I'm Lori, for those of you who don't know me, and myself and Nicole McNamara founded this about 5 years ago. And then Cory recently joined us as a board member. So there's 3 of us now. My husband, Tunji, also helps out extremely, as does many others in the community as well. So the song really says, share your love, right? So share your love. That's really what Vital Living is about. It's about, what are we here to do? We're here. There's lots of things going on. And there's the clear the static away, because there's so many distractions in life and things that pull us from our path and our kuleana and our love and our heart. So it's share your love, clear the static away, and embrace the vital in your life today. So Vital Living as a spiritual organization is really about connecting with the vis, the healing power of nature, the vital essence inside of you. There's a vital force that is what really guides you and really nourishes you, and what we need to build for our health, for our essence, for our healing. Cory will be talking a lot about that. So our theme today, we have a theme every gathering, And our theme today is resilience. So we're thinking about the upcoming months or the winter months or the holiday months. We're also thinking about the upcoming years and the time it is in this day. And I feel like resilience is very important for us to stay healthy and peaceful and be able to nourish ourselves and also nourish our community. So the embrace the vital in your life today is really about embracing the essence or embracing what is essential to you in your life. Embrace what's vital and let the other things go, and let them be where they need to be, but really embrace your vital. And that is how you can live your way. Vital living, vital way. It's the way to be. Just go with the way, with the flow. And of course, the last two phrases are about mahalo and aloha. So it always is about gratitude, right? So no matter what's going on, no matter Nicole had a broken foot recently, and she was still working on resilience and working on really, really being grateful for what she could do and what she was able to be there for her children and for her family and for everyone. And that's resilience right there. And we do a newsletter, and she wrote a whole wonderful piece on resilience. So that's so much gratitude, so much gratitude. I have so much gratitude for all of you who made it here today, because honestly, it's not that easy. There was many people that were like, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. And then my dog did this and my friend did this and lots of things. So I really deep down in my heart, appreciate you all for coming today and being with us at this beautiful time and beautiful place. So that's mahalo, mahalo. And of course, aloha e, back to giving your love. Give back your love. Keep working on that cycle. So that's what we're here at Vital Living. And that's, we have gatherings a few times a year. We used to have it every month, but we're working on that. I'm also working on having a possible regular meditation session or regular sitting session where people can come and be in silence. But today, I could talk on, but we're having so many wonderful things to share that I'm going to get right started. First, we're going to have Cory, Ayurvedic practitioner, and she's going to share a bunch about. Well, I'll let her share. She has so much to share. Such a wisdom. And then after that, we're going to have a couple of really wonderful guest speakers or guest to share with them a little bit of their wisdom, insight, and a couple books, which are really exciting. Then I'm gonna do a little bit on feet and oils, and we might have time for a quick game, and then we have lots of food and sharing and community. So I'm gonna give it up to Cory right away. Thank you.
Have a seat. Wait, does this one work? Okay. So, hello, everybody. Check. You have to get pretty close, huh? Okay. So many of you I know, and many of you are new to the circle, but what we're talking about today is recipes, remedies, and rituals for cultivating resilience. And in Ayurveda, does anybody know what Ayurveda is? Is anybody familiar? So Ayurveda is the science of life. It's the medicine that comes from India. It's considered by many to be the mother of all medicines. And in Ayurveda, we consider our resilience to be the result of a product in the body called Ojas. And Ojas is the end product of all of our digestive processes. So, not just the food that we're eating, but also how we're digesting conversations and emotions and our environment. And that all has to be thoroughly digested. Ojas comes from the root word uj, like ujjayi breath, where you squeeze the epiglottis in your throat and you make that victorious sound. So uj means strength or victory. And so ojas comes from that root word. In our body, ojas lives in the heart. It has two forms. It has like an active refined form, and then it has a form that's like becoming refined that circulates throughout the body. So it lives in your heart, keeps your heart resilient. It's also what helps to give your heart like the pump and the love emotion of our heart. But it's also in every single cell, making every cell have resilience as well. So I said it's created through the process of our digestive system, but when we eat something like an apple, you chew that apple, it gets mixed up with your amylase, protopase, all the enzymes in your mouth, and then it goes into your stomach, and your stomach works on it, and then your stomach passes it on to your small intestines, and your small intestines pass it on to the colon, and the colon, right? So, and every 5 days, so 5 days from the moment I ate that apple is now my lymphatic tissue. And like an irrigation process, 5 days later, that lymphatic tissue becomes blood tissue, and then muscle tissue, and then lipid tissue, and then bone tissue, and then nerve tissue, and then finally reproductive tissue. And then you get Ojas. And Ojas is described as being very much like honey. So it's sweet and it has like an amber color to it, and it's grounding and a little bit heavy. And it's often referred to as the honey of our life. Um, so keeping in mind that it goes through that process of digestion, I'm keep sinking lower and lower. It's not quick. You can't just get Ojas in a moment, right? It's something that you have to cultivate over time. Nah, I'll be out here in a second. Um, huh? Is it falling? No, just me. There, I can grow a little bit. So some of the ways that you can cultivate Ojas in your life um, are with warm, nourishing foods. I brought today khichdi. Khichdi is like the chicken soup in Ayurveda, but anything that's warm and easy to digest that doesn't cause your system to get upset or cause acid or lots of gurgling or bloat. When your system can easily break that food down, assimilate it, absorb it, that will help you to cultivate Ojas. Things like ghee and milk, if they're well tolerated by your system, they're definitely good sources of Ojas. Dates are a good source. I like to soak dates in warm water and then eat them. Almonds are also another great source of strength and give our body resilience. You got to soak your almonds and pop them out of their skins. The skins have lectin in them that can be really harmful to our tummy. But soaked dates overnight, they sprout just a little bit, 10 a day. I think even Edgar Casey, if anybody knows who Edgar Casey is, he talked about if you eat 10 almonds a day, like you keep every disease at bay. That rhymes. Sesame oil, sesame seeds are also very good. And then avoiding foods that are depleting to your system. So caffeine, alcohol, other substances, overly spiced foods. And then in moderation, we want to have raw foods. Raw foods can be hard on our digestive system, and cold foods cause constriction in our system that doesn't allow the absorption of nutrients to take place. So if you are craving something cold, try to keep it away from when you're trying to have a nourishing meal. Like don't drink cold iced water with your meal. Yeah. For the ice cream, sprinkle a little cinnamon on top. You know, there's always an antidote, but that helps with digestion. Protect your energy. So I think so many of us, we just go from task to task, and we don't really give ourselves moments for deep rest. So even throughout your day, if you work in an office, if you're lucky enough to work from home, lay down on the floor, throw your legs up the wall, give your heart a break, and just take a moment to really, truly rest. Um, Rest is actually one of the fastest ways that we can help the body to create Ojas because it puts us into our rest and digest state, and that helps the system digest the food and the emotions and the environment better. And then you get to form your Ojas. Aubrey's in the house. Cultivating a loving awareness. So, like I said, we tend to move through our day very quickly. We have a phone call, we put that down, we go make food, we're maybe eating food while we're working on the computer. We lose that awareness, we lose that present moment. So, taking time to develop a meditation practice or doing yoga nidras, or even just incorporating a moment in any transition. So as I walk back off the stage and I go sit back there to help you guys make your tea blends, which we're going to do, I have to do that with awareness so that I don't carry the baggage from this moment, if there's any fear from being up here, over there, right? Or if you step into somebody's house, you know, we take off our shoes, we leave the energy that we've been accumulating with us, we leave that at the door, we don't take that into the new space. So that kind of idea, as you're moving from one conversation to another, you let that other conversation go, you take a breath, and you move into the next moment with absolute awareness. Okay. And then touch. So in Ayurveda, we have a massage called Abhyanga, and it's traditionally done with beforehand. So two therapists are doing this like almost dance around the body to help move lymph and to help nourish with these medicated oils, but you can do it for yourself too. And one of the coolest things that I've learned in Ayurveda is we have marma points, which are very similar to acupuncture points. And there's a point right in the middle of your palm that's connected to your heart. And if you can think about any time you have a pain, you're like, ow, oh, my tummy hurts or my back hurts. That's your intuitive wisdom body knowing that if you connect your heart to anything, you can bring healing to that space. So just giving yourself some touch is a very healing thing. And maybe you do it with your partner, or maybe you do it with your family. You get the kids together and everybody puts oil on their feet at night. It's just a nice way to help your body cultivate ojas. One of the other things I like to do anytime I'm feeling up or down, or if I feel like I'm getting sick or I need to sleep, I go to my teas. And for so many of us, we have so much medicine in our kitchen, we don't realize it. We think we have to go to the pharmacy to get medicine, but it's all right there in your kitchen. So I brought a bunch of herbs and spices from my apothecary today, and I want you all to make a tea blend that just is something that you feel that you need. And I have a little sheet to talk about what all of the different herbs and spices do so that you know also your medicine is personal. You're going to learn a lot of things today from me. Lori's going to talk about a bunch of things. It's not all good for us, right? We have to understand how our body responds to things, what's right for us, maybe not be right for somebody else. So, does anybody have any questions? I'm shaking in my boots. Yeah, okay. So I'll do a little quick rundown. So some of the things I brought today are cumin. Yes. 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 I mean, ideally, and it depends. That's the main answer. Oh, that's a cold food and it's raw, and oftentimes it's like seeds and nuts and fruits and veggies, and those things don't all require the same enzymes to digest, and so then some enzymes get a little weak, and so things don't get digested. A simple salad, like just greens with a little olive oil and, everything in moderation, but not overcomplicating it so it's not complicated for your digestive system, right? Yeah, I know salads is a such a tough one because we all love them so much and we feel like there's such a good, and we've been like, salads are good for you. Also, they're dehydrating because it takes water from your body to be able to break those down and to digest them. So buffets, yeah. Cook food, yep, totally. Yep. Yeah, if you wanna have a salad or you wanna have cold foods, your Agni, your digestive fire, follows the sun, so its strongest ability is at midday between, like, 10 and 2. So if you're gonna veer, that's the time. Okay, cumin. Cumin seeds. In Ayurveda, we have a tea that we lovingly call CCF. It's cumin, coriander, fennel seed tea. But cumin is a little bit pungent. One of the cool things too is that taste is the first signal to your body of any medicine. So a lot of times we like put things in a pill and we swallow them down, and the body doesn't ever. Thank you for being my anchor point. Um, the body doesn't ever get a chance to taste it and then turn on. It's like, okay, this is what that is, this is where it's going, this is how it works. And so tasting things is very important in the healing process. So cumin's taste is pungent and slightly bitter. Bitters are really good for the liver, and it's warming. I'm going to need my notes here. Lori, what's cumin good for? Definitely digestion, bloating, gas, kindles agni, and supports liver function. Coriander is the seed of the cilantro leaf. Cilantro itself is really good at pulling toxins out of the body. So cilantro is really good for the detoxifying process. It's sweet. It's also slightly astringent, and it's cooling. So cumin was heating, coriander's cooling. And when you're making your little blend today, keep that in mind, because you don't want to have all cooling things or all warming things. You want to have a balance of them. Yes. Yes. It also does that for your soil. Cilantro. It's good for acidity in the body. It's good for really any inflammatory type issues. I also bought fennel. Fennel is one of the sweetest things on the table over there. It's also very cooling. I love to chew fennel after a meal if I felt like I ate too many beans and it's going to give me a little bit of gas. I also pop a few fennel seeds in my mouth before I go into a treatment so that my breath smells good. Um, I didn't bring dried ginger. I forgot it on the table. Turmeric is bitter and pungent and a little astringent. It's also warming. It's anti-inflammatory. Also supports lymphatic flow. Supports liver function. What else did we bring? Brahmi. I brought Brahmi. So in Ayurveda, there's two types of Brahmi. One is Manduka Parni, and it's these leaves that look kind of heart-like. And then there's another one called Bacopa monieri, and it like vines all over the place, and you can find it in parks all over. That's where I cultivated this one from. And it's a nervine. It's one of the best rasayanas or rejuvenators for the mind. And in our talk today, we're not just cultivating resilience for our body, but also for our mind, right? Rose hips are very high in vitamin C. They're a little sweet and cooling. They really strengthen your immunity. They're great for skin. They support collagen and they reduce inflammation. I brought some lemongrass, which is pungent and bitter. It's also cooling, very good for bloating. It's a mild diuretic, so it'll speed up your urine function, calms the mind, supports detox, and removes heat. I brought lemon balm, also slightly sweet, a little bit bitter, calms the nerves. I should have some for right now. It's calms anxiousness, supports sleep, antiviral. And then spearmint, a little sweet, also cooling, very good for nausea, soothes muscle spasms, clears the mind, and it balances like the wind and the heat in the body. Dashamula is also over there. Dashamula is 10 roots. It's the ultimate sticks and twigs medicine. My sister always tells me, you make mud medicine or like dirt medicine. I'm like, yes, this is what it is. And it has bark and seeds from 10 different things. And it's very good for calming any vata related disorders. And vata is the governing principle of movement in the body. So when there's too much movement, there's a lot of dryness happens and we start to deteriorate or wear down our tissue. So if you're feeling depleted, if you have aches and pains in your muscles or your joints, if you travel a lot, Dashamula is a good thing to add to your tea. Yes. Yeah, you could, but kind of with the salad question is that you don't want things to be too complicated for your body. And so I'll encourage everybody to pick like 3 to 5 things. Um and it also will taste better that way too. Any other questions? If you don't know what to pick, you can tell me a little bit about anything that's going on with you or something that you want to support, and I will give you some suggestions. Yeah. So, some things to think about is one, if there's any ailments or imbalance that you're currently having symptoms of. Are you feeling fatigued? Do you feel like you're coming down? Do you have a scratchy throat? Do you feel like your mind or emotions need support? Always consider what's happening with your digestive process. Do you have acid? Are you constipated? Do your poops, are they formed or are they loose? Like, do they look like the banana? That's usually the first place. There's all kinds of variety of poop. Um, those would be the things I would consider first. So should I just kind of be over there while people come and you want to move on to the next thing, or do you want me to because it's going to take a while for each person to mosey on over there and have a chat with me? Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. I think what we'll do is we're just going to kind of move through, and then at the end we'll do a little bit more recap on things. So I want to go right ahead and introduce our guest speaker, our first dear friend of mine I've known for a long time. she's she's a poet, an author, and many things, many things. That's just two of the things. But when we're talking about resilience and what keeps us strong, um, I thought of her right away for sure. So, can I just bring you up, Marsha? Okay. Yes, yes. And I was going to say, whoever, Aubrey or Marsha or anybody who comes up here, there's a mic, obviously, and there's also pillows, and and there's a chair. So, transition into what makes you feel good.
Testing. Woo. Um, this comes out, right? Okay. I still need a moment. Yeah, as soon as you step on here, you get nervous, right? I was even thinking, Tunji, are you there? Where'd you go? Oh. I'm going to do what's called a spoken word poem, another way of describing it is slam poetry. And it really has a beat. And when I heard you with the drum, I thought, ooh. So maybe what we'll do, since this is very informal, I mean, are you up for that? So this is what we'll do if you don't mind. I'll start and try the beat, and if I don't like the beat, I'm going to stop and start over. Because it goes like, I have to confess when I take off my dress, I don't like what I see. The mirror's messing with me. I never am in battle with my own top. So that's like the beat. Yeah, let's try it. This might make it fun. So the title of this poem is Speed Limit. And it's pretty obvious what it's about. I have to confess when I take off my dress, I don't like what I see. The mirror's messing with me. A never ending battle with my own mortality. The years are passing. I don't like it. It's distracting, so thank you. I mean, if I was really practicing, we could make it work, but I'm nervous enough. I don't want to forget the stanzas. So now I'm like, I'm too distracted. So thank you, though. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me start over. Okay. I have to confess when I take off my dress, I don't like what I see. The mirror's messing with me. A never ending battle with my own mortality. The years are passing me. The clock's harassing me. I can't stop raging about this aging. I hate getting older. It's a weight on my shoulder. Am I young? Or am I old? Am I weak or am I bold? Am I this wrinkled skin? Is there more within? Do these lines define who I am inside? Screw you, Father Time. Listen to my rhyme. When I hit 65, man, it blew my mind because the numbers alone freaked me out inside. Went to the matinee, the girl saw my gray and said, Senior, here's a discount ticket today. Don't call me senior, please. It puts me ill at ease. Don't call them golden years, call them bolder years. You can keep your sweater dress, your sweater vest, and your grandma vest. The hell with rocking chairs and vacant stares. I want to still be able to shake my booty on a table, wear a lampshade hat. Can you imagine that? I never want to retire, want to still inspire, want to fuel your fire, lift you so much higher. We're all obsessed with youth. That's the freaking truth. With our Botox lips and our aerobic hips and our airbrushed eyes, it's a thin disguise. We think we're so damn clever, gonna live forever. But in 100 years, we will not be here. A name on a page from a dusty age. So how do we thrive knowing the ride's gonna come to an end around the bend? I got to decide that I will not hide. Stop all this hating and start celebrating. I want to rap and flow. Don't want to go too slow. Pedal to the metal's how I want to go. I want to embrace my age, be a brilliant sage, shining all her light into the dark of night. That's how I want to live it, break my own speed limit. We are, we are young. We're not old. So we are young. We're not old. We are ageless in our soul. I'm not this wrinkled skin, eternity within. These lines can't define who I am inside. We are young. We're not old. We are ageless in our soul. I'm not this wrinkled skin, eternity within. Okay, I can't believe I'm forgetting it. Come here, Father Time. I'm going to make you mine. I'm going to turn the tide and enjoy the ride. Don't call me senior, please. Call me, wait, don't call me, this is the best paragraph. Don't call me senior, please. Call me a silver tease. Call me juicy mama. Call me lady drama. Call me Ms. Divine, age like fine wine. The numbers on the sign are just a dance with time. The numbers do not know the real speed will go. 65, 75, 85, 95, 105. We've got lift off Houston. This babe still in it. Broke her own speed limit. So can I take 30 seconds? Okay. So I'm a writer. I'm an author. I'm a book coach. I'm a performer. And I've been a professional writer since the late 70s. And I've written a lot of books. So I brought 2 books here that are on the table by the food. So I just want to give a little promo. And there's postcards there. My most recent novel, which came out a couple of years ago, is titled Quest. And it's a novella, really. And it's all about nature and the healing of the human heart. It's a wonderful book. And if you're into audiobooks, it's an audiobook and it's fabulous. I hired a British narrator. So if you're into audiobooks, I would actually recommend listening to the audiobook, but the book is there. And then my most recent project, which just came out, is that I was hired to write a memoir for a profound healer and 7th degree Aikido master on the island, a man named Xavier Staub, who lives over on the Waianae side. And when he came to me and we started working together, I said, who's your audience? And he teaches children, teenagers, and adults Aikido in a dojo on Waianae side. And I said, well, if you want young people to read it, it's got to be graphic. Nobody has any attention anymore for lots of words on a page. So I did it as a graphic memoir. And it's fabulous. It's totally fabulous. So both are. So I recommend picking it up, or you can go to my website, marciazinamajor.com, and you can order the books that way. But anyway, that's my little commercial. Thank you.
Inspired by this dear friend of mine, Marcia. Ah, wonderful. Okay, I got chills when you're saying that poem. I got so excited. Welcome to the new people. You can grab the chairs and put them in the back, or whatever you'd like to do. There's chairs all around. Don't feel free. It's very informal. So now we're going to bring up another wonderful, exciting person here. Aubrey, if you don't mind, you could do a little a little breath thing, and then talk about your book? Would that be okay, or whatever? Whatever you would like to do. But I would love a little breath thing because you're so good at it. Thanks.
Let's see if we do this. Hold on. Okay. How does this come out? Oh, there we go. That's a hard act to follow, but I'll do my best. And I loved your poem because I'm actually turning 50 in a couple of days. And so I had a morning with my girlfriends and we did this beautiful exercise. I encourage anyone to do it who's having a speed limit birthday, where we went through our 7-year cycles up until now, because I'm 49, right? So the first 7-year cycles. And then we did the coming 7-year cycles all the way till about, I think she did till 94 or 98. And it was such a beautiful exercise because it allowed us to see that we're sort of in the middle in some ways, and that there's so much more to come. We're taught by society that it's sort of like it's over at this point, and there's just relax and retire and don't do anything. And it's like that's just not true. So thank you for that. Beautiful reminders, perfect timing. Okay, so let's do some breath. I'd like us to all just get in our seats, comfortable. Feel your feet on the earth. So beautiful that they're actually on the earth. Feel free to take off your shoes if you want so you can feel the earth beneath your feet. And just allowing your hands to rest on your knees or at your side, whatever's comfortable. We're going to do, this is a morning practice I do that's 10 breaths, then 20 breaths, and then 30 breaths. And in between each, there's a pause. So we'll do the 10 breaths, then we'll pause for 10 and hold the breath. Then we'll do 20 breaths, pause for 20 and hold. And then 30 breaths and just relax, and I'll do a quick meditation. So the breaths are circular. If anyone's done like Wim Hof or that kind of breathing or holotropic breathing, it's just no pause at the in and out. So like a, excuse me. excuse me, deep breath in and no pause. So just a circular breath all the way through. We'll do 10 of those and I'll help you count. And that's really it. Just relax and allow yourself to feel your breath, feel your belly rising, feel the air coming in, knowing that as we breathe, we're taking in the territory around us. We're taking in this beautiful aina. We're taking in the bodies that are near us. We're sharing that breath. We're sharing our ha. So it's a beautiful practice in itself. All right. So eyes closed, comfortable in your chair, just feeling yourself settling into the space that we're here sharing together. And just noticing your breath before we begin. Noticing the quality of your breath. Have you been breathing today? You have, but have you been breathing deeply, slowly? Have you allowed yourself to feel your breath and really notice it? The gift that's with us from the time we come earthside until we depart to our next adventure. All right, when I begin, we'll do the first 10 breaths, and I'll guide you through that, really feeling your belly rise, your heart rise, feeling the breath big and deep. You can breathe in your nose and out your mouth. And we'll start in 3, 2, 1. Deeply in. This is 5. 7. 9. 10. And on the out, hold the breath. Do not breathe in. Breathe out all the way. Hold for 10. And just allow yourself to feel what that released in your body, still holding, not breathing yet. Then we're going to do the 20 breaths in 3, 2, 1. Deeply in. It's 5. 1/2 there. 5 more. Last 2. Last 1. Fully out and hold at the bottom. We're holding now for 20. So just feeling if you feel a little tingling in your body, what that breathing has opened up in your system, noticing what you feel, just letting it be. Five more seconds. And 30 breaths in on 1. This is 10. 20, 10 more. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Fully all the way out and just rest at the bottom, letting your breath rest until you feel it's natural to take a breath in, but staying here for a moment. And as you're here in this resting breath, feeling between your knees, glowing red of your root chakra, that part that roots you to the earth, that holds you here in your body, your grounding force. And again, just allowing your breath to come back naturally when it's ready. Moving up to your sacral, feeling that glowing orange. That seed of creation, the womb space where creation happens, the ultimate creation. Then moving up to the yellow, the fire in your belly, the na'au, solar plexus, feeling that glowing. The place where our fire, our life force, umbilical cord to our mother connected us to that ultimate beginning of our life force. And then feeling your attention moving up to your heart space. Really feeling the incredible etheric antenna of your heart as this sensing organ that when we're born has 6 petals like a lotus flower, and as we refine ourselves through this life experience becomes the 12-petaled lotus that can sense make and has a heart field coherence that extends beyond our body much further than our physical form. Just really feeling that whole space glowing green, the viriditas of life from your heart. And then moving your attention up into your throat and feeling the throat space open and just thinking about where in your life are you holding back your truth, maybe not speaking fully your truth or allowing your truth to flow forth from your heart through your throat. What might it look like to open your throat a little more and allow your truth to flow in a way that serves the world in this time? Just feeling that warmth in your throat, like golden honey moving up into your third eye, and feeling that font of knowingness and wisdom and other ways of seeing and understanding, opening, being receptive. And then moving up to your crown and allowing that opening to the stars, to celestial heavens and ancestors that we are connected to all the time, showering down wisdom on us, sharing ancient wisdom that we can access at any time. It's a meteor shower tonight, I just saw on my phone, so that's kind of cool. Just feeling that openness in your crown to receive. And just feeling that rainbow bridge of your body from the root to your crown, your body, this sensing vehicle, animated by breath, pulsing love into form. And then if I could read a bit from the book, great. So you can stay with your eyes closed if you want. I'm going to read a little bit from my book and then share a little bit about resilience, my thoughts on resilience. I wish to tend the ancient sites, earth portals, places where the veil is very thin and fae folk still dare to dance. Trust the choreography and wisdom of metamorphosis. Dance with the rhythms of spirit. What are the architectures of peace for this time? When we unravel to be rewoven, what wants to emerge through us in the rebuilding? I embrace living with the wild rather than seeking to tame her. What wildness within you has been tamed beyond recognition? Portals to the peace of source consciousness, connection with and feeling the inner body, presence in the now, cessation of thinking, surrender. The essence of all things is space, emptiness. Silence and space are the font of peace. Become nomadic in the desert of finding yourself. Let the radical peace of this rooted search wander you across vast spaces lit by starlight. In the patterns of the stars, find your story. It was always there. Feel the sand between your toes warm from the sun of day, a million possibilities of renewal and remembering, each one tenderly caressing your skin and mixing with your molecules. Your co-creation with Source requires a structure, a discipline, a shaping to bring it into form. This is why you came to Earth, to engage with her in this way, in this embodied form. What does this structure of your unique life's offering feel like for you? What are the body shapes and breath shapes that hold your creations? Tend those once you recognize them. They are the keys to the stories that want to become through you. Discipline, rhythm, and routine that live in service to earth are the sorcerer stones of a path to new worlds. With these curated and tender practices, you can build, shape, and grow the frequency of your creations. Tend to the roots and see the branches take shape like magic. This is what it means to be truly radical. The forgetting of our humanness begins early. With submission to parents, structures, and authorities, we navigate our way to what we believe is love, mistaken for survival. Doing and saying things that feel soul wrong, simply because someone said so. Quieting your deep knowing, intuitive brilliance to fit the structures surrounding you when you awoke. You came here to pull these dying creations out by their roots. This is the radical in you. This is the sacred mission of your birth. In our quest for the architectures of peace, we learn the quiet and persistent languages of beauty. There is an aesthetic unity underlying all the livingness of Earth. This is a collective language that has existed since the beginning of Earth herself. It is felt in the wild waters, the time of trees, the memory of stone. Our journey back to this wild weaving of beauty is a journey of healing the wounds of war. We heal the agony within that has felt the damage done to our mother. As we face this damage with courage collectively in our radical relating, pulling the wound at the root, we become the peace that is our most natural state of being. Facing the wound is both a personal and a planetary agony. Facing it is the first step towards healing it. You came here to hold this. You remember. I remember. The blooming of a flower, sunlight dancing on water, the texture of soft grass on skin, these remind us of Earth's soul song. The black water that no longer gives life, the discarded human trash lining a beach, these tell the tales of human forgetting. Learn to read these sacred texts. Translate their songs. They are the pathways to freedom and our collective liberation. The circle is a primary architecture of peace. In circles, we remember wholeness. The power of the circle is that we open the sacred space in safety to feel more fully the wound of this moment in our remembering of the holy wholeness. Once safely held to experience the grief encircled, we can feel and alchemize it into new, life-centric ways of being in communion and community with Earth and her beings. Touching the tender wound of this world, touching Earth at her softly beating heart, my own gentle heart needs holding. The circle catches this and soothes the loneliness of our fragmentation. Without the circle, we can succumb to overwhelm. We can succumb to the soul that feels like deep grief but has no place for tending it. Wrapped in dragon, white bear, unicorn magic, wounds of worlds and felled trees, the numbness that laughs at suffering as a sickened way to assuage the sadness that overwhelms. The goddess of Gaia whose heart beats with hers. This goddess of Gaia whose heart beats with hers. I am brave now to see, courageous to feel, supported in my divine role as shepherd of these futures of imaginal cells becoming one, reunified as source wisdom. Eyes upward, white ceiling fan slowly spins. The thought arises simple and pure. We are the poem on the wind. Carried forth by stardust, propelled by the sun, we are the wildlife we've been waiting for. Unlocked, unleashed. Single tear washing cheek clean. We are the haphazard currents, more enmeshed than separate. We move touched by angels, whispers of spirit, whose language we are slowly remembering. You can open your eyes if you haven't yet. Thank you for allowing me to read that passage from the book, which is called Our Beloved Futures. So I am a futurist, which means I think a lot about the futures, but I also think about the past and the presents, because I believe that when we hold a vision of the possible, we actually make different choices in the now. So I don't know if you have other people coming or if we wanted to have a discussion, Lori, like what are you feeling for this? Should we move into tea? I'm open to whatever. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, if there's any questions, I'm I'm a futurist and I think about these things a lot. I wrote this book as a sort of it's a love poem to the earth, as you could probably tell from that, but it's also my call to remembering how we become resilient in these times. So I've been studying collapse for about 15 years, like directly studying it, probably thinking about it my whole life, but really trying to understand what's needed as systems around us crumble to be resilient, to be able to root and to ground, and spaces like this are that building block, I believe, where we have lived imprints of possibility of other ways of being together as humans. So yeah, I mean, maybe when we're making our tea, if people have questions or want to, ask about the work, or if there's anything here that feels alive, happy to. Yeah. Is there anything? And if not, we can share as we go. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you.
So lovely. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And I have to say, honestly, I usually don't have any time to read, or hardly any time. I used to be an avid reader, and I hardly have time to read. But honestly, I have all three of those books, and I have actually. Marsha's Quest book was the first Audible book that I ever read, which was amazing. And then I picked up the graphic novel, and I couldn't put it down actually at all. I had to like finish the graphic. I'm sorry, you're right. Thank you. Graphic memoir. And I couldn't put it down. And then I have to read it again with my husband. So with him. And I loved it when Aubrey read, because I always feel like, oh, I just love when people read me stories. It reminds me of when I was a kid or something. And I just like, why don't everyone read bedtime stories until we're old? We should do it all the time. And I'm working through your book. I haven't got through it all yet, but I'm working. They're so amazing. And so thank you so much for sharing that. Really, it's amazing. And I think Cory wanted to share one more thing before I go launch into my sort of naturopathic thing here. So
It's really just on behalf of Vital Living, because Lori has so many things to tend to and make sure that get said. But Vital Living is supporting a lot of other organizations and people doing their work, obviously supporting people in the community doing great things. But if you have the time, check out vitallivingway.com and just read a little bit about what we're trying to accomplish. Um, Obviously, lots of community support, introducing people to alternative ways of taking care of themselves, so that we don't, no don'ts, just possibilities, as Aubrey's saying, right? We're just trying to give you access to possibilities. And as you scroll to the bottom, you can read about the different organizations. Waves of Life is the McNamara Foundation, and they're doing lots of, maybe it's not foundation, maybe I'm using words I shouldn't use, but they do a lot of work with surfing and disenfranchised youth. Ayurveda for the People is there. The Birthing Hale is there. Tanade is another. Tenadai is another organization there in Liberia. And these are all things that are getting funding, and it is possible for them to get funding because of Vital Living. So just wanted to say that. Please check out the webpage if you get a chance, and I'll see you at the tea station.
Cory. I know. So funny. I used to always do these like talks and everything. And then I do all these talks, and then people are like, do you have business cards, or what are you promoting? I'm like, oh, I totally forgot my business cards or anything. But yes, we're not promoting Vital Living, but we organized Vital Living really as a community service for really for a way to empower individuals and each other and the community, and to meet together, bring people together. I want to introduce Isabel, who's over here. She's a new naturopathic doctor. She actually works in a little office right behind me, and she's here on the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday morning. She's just in the North Shore as well. And then there's so many of you with so many different things to share. After we talk today a little bit, we're going to have time for food and for just community sharing and questions and looking at the books and making some teas and all kinds of things. So really, it's an educational, and we call it play shops, because I mean, work is great. I love my work, but I also think of my work as play all the time. So I like to call it a play shop, because it needs to be fun and laughter and have a good time. So that's what this is about. And also our big, when Nicole and I organized Vital Living in the beginning, our main intention was actually to do a practitioner program, because we really, as a naturopathic physician, so I got my training in a long time ago, in 1984. 1984. It was a 4-year medical program, and when I did it, it was very different than it is right now. And the biggest difference was that it really was rooted in nature heals and like philosophy and the healing power of nature and home remedies and nature cure and all those things were very much a part of the whole way of being, and you went there to embrace these things. And now it's changed quite a bit, and that's not bad or good. We all want to embrace change as well. The thing is that it somehow some of it has gotten lost in the process. And so I really want to return. I thought about opening a naturopathic branch here, actually, and that was my first intention. I looked at some of the schools and joining with HPU or an acupuncture school or something, and I realized that that was not going to really work because of a lot of you know, I should say, organizational things that the naturopathic school in Portland and Seattle and everything really required, requirements. And I instead we're going to sort of do a vital living practitioner program, and that's coming up as well. We're working on the academics of it all and the experiential part of it. So we'll look forward to that. So exciting. Um, so yeah. I'm going to start a little bit with that V's thing I was talking about, or the idea that when we're looking at different ailments, because I think we live in a society that is like, okay, I have a cough, or I have a stomach ache, or I have this, or whatever, all these different things. How can I treat it? And I think, the conventional world talks a lot about treating the symptoms. So if you have the cough, you got to treat the cough, or you have an ear infection, treat the ear infection. But I just wasn't taught that way. And I never really believed that, even if, regardless of whether I was taught it or not. I always felt like if you treat the symptom's not really the problem. So you're going to just like put a band-aid, and the more band-aids you put on something, the thicker that layer gets, and then you can't even see what it was underneath. And so it goes to move to a different part of the body or a different thing. So instead of like just band-aiding it, or just treating that symptom, not that we don't want the headache or the cough or the digestive imbalance or whatever to go away, because of course we would like that to go away. But really not treating that, but treating why that occurred, obviously. So naturopathic principles are all about, okay, I have this symptom, or I have this condition, and why do I have that condition? Like, what has occurred? So I'm making a little mini series also. I have all these things in the fires in the, about like when people call me, because a lot of people call me and they say, my kid fell off the table, or I have a rash, or I have this terrible cough. I've had it for like 6 weeks, or things like that. And they're like, what can I take? And I'm always like, yeah. And how much time do I have to answer those like 50 people that texted me that? And really, I don't want to just say, take this or take that. So the idea is, you know, um, I hear my phone ringing, but it's a birth ring, but I don't think it's a birth. So I'm going to keep going, and I think my husband's gabbing it. Um, so what instead I was going to say, okay, what is the first thing you want to do when you have a condition? You want to think about, huh, how long has this condition been with me? When did it start? What are the aspects of it? Is it a physical thing, emotional thing, mental thing, spiritual thing? Is it all of the combination? Usually it's a combination of many things. And then what can I do that's simple and right here and right now, instead of thinking about all the things that I have to go and get? And you have so many things in our house. So in this farm, we have like amazing, amazing things. We have tulsi growing everywhere. And I didn't plant one tulsi plant. And if anyone knows about tulsi, it's holy basil. It's a calming plant. And I think that the plants grow where they need to grow. And obviously I need calming plants here on the farm. So tulsi like grows everywhere, and I can grab some tulsi, put it in some hot water, and anxiety, be relieved, or whatever it is. So there's all kinds of things that are right at our feet. Peppermint. So we have mint. I put mint in the punch or in the juice, and like Cory was talking about. So when people call me and they have a fever, it's really a common thing, right? So what would you do for a fever? Well, it depends on lots of things. But if you're having a fever, obviously your body is wanting to heat up your being for some reason, some important reason. Maybe to get rid of a bug, maybe to cause more increased circulation. There's many different reasons for a fever, and we're not trying to necessarily get rid of the fever. But obviously, if you have a little one, you don't want to have a febrile seizure, or you want to be just under the febrile seizure if possible. So you want to have tools, and of course, peppermint or mint is one of those things that you can put on your feet. So you can rub and do a little mint bath, or you can put peppermint essential oil. So I have these boxes here, and so when we take the break or a break, we have a couple of different things we're going to be doing. One is all the wonderful teas, and the other one is some oils. And it's okay if your feet are dirty. I wouldn't like rub the bottom of the oil bottle on your feet, but I would get the bottle and I would drop a few drops on your hand, and you can just put it on your feet. And I have these papers up here, and I wanted to share with you. So your feet is like a map of your whole body. And again, just like the teas, well, what do you want to do with that map? Or, how can we support your whole body by this map on your feet? So one thing, like we just said about fever, so peppermint, right? Or peppermint oil, probably no, but it's cooling. And so if you're having a fever and you need to cool down yourself or your baby or your kid, you can always put some oil on your feet. But here's a very important thing to remember. Just like I said at the beginning, this is the way to the bathrooms. These are some important things. This is as important as essential oils. Do not do good in the eyes. So don't rub your feet, forget, and then touch your eyes, because we run into the bathroom. That's why I added them together. So, okay. And there are some oils and there are some things you can put in your eyes for infections, or for if you want to get more clarity, or all these herbs, teas, colloidal silver you can spray in your eyes, but not essential oils that I know of. Okay. There's also some oils that are not, they're very strong. Some oils are milder, like maybe lavender or chamomile. They're very gentle oils, but other oils are stronger. So like oregano oil. I had someone that thought oregano oil, which is really good for immune system, right? And they're like, if I put it on my mouth directly, then I'm like a tooth infection, which is kind of true, but on the way to the tooth, kind of hit the mouth. So then now there's burns on the mouth. So when I say oils, you have to be very careful. They're medicine. They're like herbs, even teas. They're all medicine. We have to be like the transition to walking to where you're going. Really be full of like breath. Oh gosh, the breath was so good. It reminded me of something. We watched this really funny movie about this woman that like wasn't sleeping. These two people that weren't sleeping just the other night, and it reminded me of when we breathe more, like how much oxygen we get to our brain and our body, of course, but how much oxygen. And then it also reminds me how much oxygen like we're not getting to our body when we don't breathe deep. And then like I think about it when I'm talking to people all day, and in my clinic, and I'm talking and I'm not breathing that deep, and then I'm not drinking that much water at the end of the day. I feel really great because I love what I do. At the same time, I'm like, yeah, maybe I need to take 3 deep breaths between each client, or maybe I need to drink that water, just little nourishing things that we feel like we don't have time for. But the reality is we have to make time for it, right? We don't have time not to do it, because that's the resilience of our life. That's how we can really create that resilience that we really all need. So thank you for that breath, and thank you for all these wonderful wisdom. And that's what this is really all about. So let's kind of think about different systems or different conditions. Like we talked about fevers or heat. Oh, we talked about the food thing too. I was thinking about the cold food and raw food, because I always think that food is your best medicine for sure, right? So the thing about food, though, my nutrition teacher was brilliant in naturopathic medical school. He said, I'm not going to give you a book, because by the time we graduate, that book will be outdated. There'll be 4 different versions of what you're supposed to be doing, and there'll be at least a few different diets out that the book says not to do. And he was very much correct, because really nutrition and all these things change like all the time. But there are some basics that I've noticed from the beginning until now in my world. And again, they're just my basics. I think that food, there's some basics in life, and food is one of them, the one corner. I think I've talked about this in the other gatherings we've had. Food is a corner, sleep is a corner, and move is a corner. So eat, move, sleep. Really super important little triangle here. But for food as your medicine, yes, it's true. Warming foods better, and it's coming to winter, so it's much easier to do warming foods, right? And places that have really cold, cold winters, of course, or cold, cold weather in general, easier. But in the hot summer, right, in Hawaii, when everyone wants to just eat like acai bowls every day, or whatever fruit and raw foods, and there's raw food vegans, all kinds of different variations. There's not really a wrong or a right that I've seen. There's really just the individual, and there's really just the moment. Like, what are you doing now in your life? And what is your life like? And where are you in your age in your life? And where are you in the stress of your life? And there's so many things to consider when you're looking at how to eat. So if you hear from someone, only eat warm foods, or only eat raw foods, or only eat meat, or only eat vegan, or whatever it is, you can just take that in, some deep breaths, and think, okay, what is it really that I need? Okay, I'm heated, I'm overheated. Do I need all these things to cool me down? Well, maybe, but maybe I want to think, why am I so overheated, right? And then I would look at that and think, okay, so maybe I need some cooling things right now. So maybe I will eat some raw foods, or maybe I will eat something cooling, because that will help me balance a little bit. But maybe I would need, if I'm overheated, I would just drink some nice teas that might balance me, versus, like, the salt and the sugar thing. Like, you go somewhere and you have all this, the pretzels or something, I don't know, and the salty, and you have to have something sweet, or you have the sweet and the. So it's a combination of, we're not trying to swing the pendulum, like have a lot of salt and have a lot of sugar. We kind of want to stay in the middle. And the middle is kind of like this nice whole foods, live foods, organic as possible, obviously, good proteins, good vegetables, some fruit. I mean, fruit is obviously very sweet, but fruit is wonderful. We have so much fruit in this farm. So it's, again, like, if you're going to eat fruit, eat it probably in a time you can digest it, or raw foods in a time you can digest it better, and maybe warm foods later, like soups or something, that when it's cooler at night, things like that. And learning how to balance off that energy inside of you, and also, like, in different times, right? So if you were having digestive things, like, we always talk about naturopaths and practitioners, we always talk about poop a lot, right? So we're like, how's your poop? Is it we have poop books in all the different bathrooms, and is it loose? Is it hard? Is it is it thin? Is it wide? All these different things, because it tells you so much about, like, what's going on inside. So, like, for example, people are like, they call me, I've had diarrhea for like 2 weeks. I'm like, yeah, that's a long time. So let's, let's maybe think about, when did it start, and why did it start, and what are we doing? And, is it a body? Is it going some kind of stress, anxiety? Just like, why are you not sleeping? Why are you not pooping? Whatever it is, right? And so I will say things like, okay, well, maybe if you needed to stop kind of right now, kind of, or soon, then let's start with something like activated charcoal, maybe, because that will help bind with whatever's in there. We don't know what's in there and why, maybe right now, but that's something that's relatively simple. So you won't be super dehydrated, right? Because obviously you're dehydrated, not thinking that good either. And so if you're not getting good digestion, and you're not thinking that well, and all these different things, then it becomes really difficult to take the next step and be clear. It's kind of like the song in the beginning, share your love, and then clear the static away, right? So if you're trying to share your love, but there's so much static and so many distractions, it's hard to know what your love is, or hard to know how to share it. So that's what that's about. It's like, you need to get yourself to a space. It's not the cure. Activated charcoal is not the cure for diarrhea, but it is a way to get you less dehydrated, and a way to maybe get some of the bugs or toxins or whatever reabsorbed, or whatever you need to do, or maybe some bentonite clay, or if you had a rash or some kind of thing on your body with its itching, or so, there's all kinds of things you can do to help the rash, right? So if you have like, I had a centipede bite once, and I got a little poultice of bentonite clay and put it on that, or there was a hives. I ate too much Indian food a long time ago, and I had this crazy hives, and I, like, threw some bentonite clay in the bathtub, went into the bathtub, and all of the hives, like, sort of, well, the bathtub water got this really gnarly dark color. And then I came out, and the hives were all gone, because bentonite clay, like, clears it out of your body. So, that was sort of treating the cause, but at the same time, like, you want to see the rash. If it's coming on your skin, it's usually a liver thing. So really, yes, you can do all those other treatments, but really you need to treat the liver. in my opinion. So back to that food is medicine. As anyone, people that know me, I'm a like dark green leafy nut. So I have to have like dark leafy greens like every day. My poor husband has to cook them for me all the time. And if I don't have my dark leafy greens, I get kind of irritable because that's liver, you know? And so liver tension or liver stress allows you to have that kind of a um, like it comes out in your skin. That's basically what happens because your skin is your biggest detox organ. So if you're not treating your liver, not in your kale and your bok choy and your ong choy or all those wonderful good things, cilantro, basil. I make tons of pesto because I have all this basil in the garden. If you're not doing the greens, it's harder for your liver to work. The three main herbs for your liver are dandelion, milk thistle, and artichoke. And they are wonderful things for teas. You can drink them every day. You can drink them when you need them and things like that. So there's all kinds of things you can do for that and for your immune system as well. People can take vitamins, but you can also eat your vitamins through your food and the berries. I saw some that's wonderful berries that are on the table and just really vital food that's not been sitting around for a long time, if possible, or pick it and then eat it right away. So that's kind of our ideas as far as vital food. So that's my little our little short and sweet home remedies kind of thing. Like you can just pick some food or get some clay. And I think Cory and I are gonna have you this fun little game, and then we're gonna when we break, I have the oils up here. I'm going to sit up here. Cory's going to be by our tea table, and you can just grab some oils. And there's a little handouts. There's about 10. We can share them, and they're for reflexology, and there's a little complex. So you definitely don't have to think about like where to put the oils on your feet. But for example, if you had sinus issues or something like that, you might rub this part of your feet with the oil more versus like this part of your feet, right? So it might depend on what's going on in your body. If you have digestive things, you might put digestin, or you might put ginger, or you might put something like that. If you have a fever and you're feeling warm, you might just put peppermint over the whole foot and then put a sock on, or make sure don't touch your eyes. Or if you have a kid, put the sock on and have them watch you put the oil on so that your kid will not have it on their hands and then touch their face or whatever it is. And just a note about the feet. As far as the points, you can do them on points, and you can also do them on different parts of the foot as far as acupuncture meridians. So it's really, I feel it's and actually Isabel's here somewhere, and she's an acupuncturist as well. But there's simple points on the feet that, do you have those cards? Where did we put? I think they're in there for this little game we're going to play. Anyway, so that there's a couple points I wanted to just point out. There's a point right between your big toe and your next toe. It's a liver point. And that liver 3 point is like a wind gate. And so if you press it, sometimes it's a little bit tender. It's where the meridians kind of meet in that spot. It's also a kind of forbidden point, but I don't see any pregnant moms here today. So unless you're in your last 5 weeks or so, then you don't want to press that point if you're pregnant. But it's right here, and you can massage or you can put oil in there. And the other point that's really a wonderful point is right here in the middle of your foot. Right there, it's called kidney 1. It doesn't really match the reflexology point. So I'm not saying if you're trying to, but these points, sometimes I'll just rub my liver point and my kidney point. Why? Because liver and kidney are the 2 big detox organs, right? And you really, really want to get them moving, because I always tell people it's great to do detox, but it's even better to do elimination. Right? Because you don't want to detox to retox. You want to detox to eliminate. And these kind of help you go and move things out. So you can rub things here. You can rub things here. There's also ankle points if you don't want the feet, like your feet are too dirty or whatever. There's a point, the 3 fingers up from this big medial malleolus right here, 3 fingers right about here. It's a spleen, and that's kind of a digestive point. So those are some possibilities of rubbing some nice oils. And I'll be here and Cory will be there. Maybe. Yeah, we can do that. But I thought we could just do the game, because then we can spend community time and hopefully the weather will hold up. Okay, so there's a fun little game. I don't know. No? Okay. We need like 3 volunteers to be really brave. And so what is this? I was at a dinner or something, and you know how they put this thing on the forehead and people have to like guess or something, that kind of thing. Okay. So what we're going to do is a brave volunteer is going to put this thing on their forehead, and hopefully you can read what it says. And what you're going to do is give like what you can do for it. So let's say that I have right up here, I have fever. It says fever. I don't think that's one of the cards, but okay, good. So it says fever. And I don't know what it says, right? So I'm holding this thing up here, like in front of my forehead or wherever it is. And you're going to be like, peppermint on your feet. And I'll be like, fever. Got it. Or you or, could be that easy. Or you might say like, bacterial infection that's creeping up and it could lead to inflammation. I don't know. You can make it up. Okay. 3 volunteers to guess. Okay, Cab, come on, Cab. Okay, great. What? Yeah, this second one, perfect. We'll do Cab first, and then we'll do next. Okay, great. Okay, so Cab, choose one. Yeah, of course you can. This is the test to see if people were actually listening. No, I'm joking. Can people read that? Can people read that? Okay. And Cab has to guess.
These are good remedies. Sing.
What? Yay! Woo! You got it. Sore throat. Yes. Good job. Wonderful. Okay, I mentioned I was telling people about the hydrotherapy thing. You can also put a heating compress to your neck, so that was good. But the gargling was salt. Okay. Next volunteer. Oh, thank you. See, you all know. You already know all these remedies yourself. You are the healer. Oh, ooh, this is a.
Bath with Epsom salt. You need magnesium or something. Why do I need magnesium? Cramps. And then cramps. You're warm. Yeah, you're warm. Totally. I want to act them out. Spasms or like tightness.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty close.
Massage.
Muscle soreness.
Yeah, yes, that's it. Achy body, muscle soreness. Great. Yay. Okay, one more person. Come on, CJ. We have 2 more. We can do one.
4 more.
Oh.
Yes.
That's pretty close. Stuffy nose, sinus congestion. You got it. That was easy. One more? You want to do? I don't know. Go ahead. Come on, Rose. It's fun. We like to have fun here.
It's working.
Shoot, that was a good. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Yeah, sure.
Licorice?
Oh boy, this is a hard one. Anybody over here?
How about tapping the lungs?
Steaming hot water. Breathing in
Congestion, pneumonia, cough.
Cough. Eucalyptus, steaming hot water. So that's one of the best things for cough is not diffusing it, but actually boiling a pot of hot water and putting eucalyptus oil in it, or putting it on your feet and then but breathing in the steam and the eucalyptus. It's really powerful. Great. We're good. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you very much, everyone, so much. We have wonderful food on the table. I think people brought some, and I'm going to be right here with the oils, and Cory's going to be there with the teas. And please come and experience it, and come to our gatherings. And we have, I don't think we actually have a little donation thing up. And maybe Cory put something out there, but if not, we'll put something. But otherwise, we're so glad you came, and we'll see you next time. It's kind of complex. You just want to pick like one thing and be like, oh, you can put this rubber one, but like dip with oil, like lemon is really good, and the other one is really good. And like geranium, which lower the enzymes amazing. It's only the geranium oil you eat, and then little enzymes like knocking down food that should never come out. I mean, it was like they were so high. They were like climbing every day. So this is geranium, if you have any like like those female ones, like
Hi, Len. You okay?
You can meet them after your essential oil. Yeah, we're here.
I have some good hair and from massage, like adaptive. Adaptive is a really interesting combination of So when I got home, I left with no bandwidth to do it. Any little tiny stress. I mean, that's kind of never I would have dealt with it, but anything else that is not required. On the side, so the top of the spine and the bottom of the spine. I used to have a little ritual that I would put on every morning. I would put top of the spine, bottom of the spine, balance, or something like balance. There's also a herb called balance, and that balance. So that is varies a lot. So I used to put something on the top of it, and then on my feet, I would put one thing, and then I would put something on my on my dancer. I didn't really talk about dancer today. We usually talk a lot about that. But in your lower belly, it's a very important part. Yeah, I think that it's so fun. It's fun to play with, and even if you're not doing it, it's so fun to do. No, okay. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so out of my body, that would be a nervous system. That's like totally that's why tulsi goes everywhere on this board. It's hilarious.
That's what I was wondering. I was like,
I know. Peace, for example, and no lotus. That's common. Energizing. You're calling me now, Abby. Oh, no, this is the one. And I also use a lot of lemon. I try to use a lot of lemon wine, and that would be zero hours over there. And I take it. I don't think I used to go, and it didn't survive. So now I'm gonna buy some more. But it's a really good one. Oh, lavender. That's what I use. Lavender tea for sure. Definitely lavender tea. You have to remember that. We have to remember that pregnant women, when they're having their baby, is the sense of smell is super sensitive. Like I have, I've been She made everything lavender in her life. She loved lavender. She had like lavender candles and lavender incense. And she got to the labor and she hated the smell of lavender. She like we couldn't get it. It was super hard to get out of the house because everything was lavender. She had like lavender soap and I couldn't smell. It was amazing. And so we're like, oh, we got rid of the lavender. She put it back. She's like, ah. She had like lavender sachets and drawers. All the clothes smelled like lavender. She just loved it. Just be really conscious. I tell people that I didn't think that. Maybe don't make everything lavender. Or maybe don't make everything, like one thing. Yeah, you could look at it. You might love it.
What were you doing? Those are all like essential oils, like Dada has. Want to smell this one? This one's, yeah, this one's like cinnamon. This one I like, it's called ylang ylang. You want to smell it? Yeah, smell this one. Got it right in your nose. Okay. Okay, hold on. Where is it? In your mouth or your nose? Is it in your mouth or your nose? Stick your tongue out.
Yeah, they don't taste very good.
All right, let's get some water. All right, I think we got it.
Mama frames in the puddle. Just keeps licking my shoulder. Oh, okay. Let's not do this jumping, babe. I don't think these are for jumping on. Only one jumping jack on this. 3, 2, 1, go. All right.